Well, hello everyone. I am super excited to be in Wyoming. This building right behind me here is Dansfish.com's warehouse. There's roughly 500 aquariums in there. There's some fish that I've never seen, some fish I've never heard of. It's super insane. I did a quick walkthrough and I was like, I gotta stop. We gotta get this live on film. So there's just some amazing species in there. I guarantee you've never seen some of these, or maybe you've never even heard of them. But like I said, there's like 500 aquariums in there, so this is probably going to be at least an hour. So sit back, relax, add it to your favorites, put it in a playlist, come back, you know, get through as much as you can and come back. It's going to be wild. Definitely looks like a fish warehouse. I'm gonna have to take some of those home. There he is.
Come on in.
Hard at work. You ready to look at some aquariums?
Like you have all day?
I got all week.
All right. Want to see what we have going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let me take you around and show you.
So real quick, what's the dimensions?
This is 45 by 100 square feet.
There we go. And we still got room for more.
Yeah, well, 45 by 100, so 4,500 square feet, yeah.
So I think we just, we're gonna go over all the specifics in a different video, but we're just gonna cruise through the fish right now. We'll start with this row right here. I think it's better if you go first.
Yeah.
And I guess we can start on top.
So here we have some peacock gudgeons, which are an amazing gudgeon. The empire gudgeons are amazing gudgeons. The banded gudgeons are amazing gudgeons, you know, bottom line. Gudgeons are amazing. And then we have some super rare cories back there. They're corridors. They used to be called LSA, but they got reclassified. It's Frenatus, sorry. Frenatus, I think is how you say it now properly. But I like saying LSA, it's easier. And then we also have, I think, just a couple 173 plecos in here. If you look under the wood, you'll see them between the two pieces of wood.
I can barely see them in there, yeah.
Yeah, if the lights, I don't know how they'll look on video, but they're in there.
We'll throw some photos up as we go.
Yep.
All right, down below.
This is a huge number of bushy nose. Check this out.
Oh, wow.
Boom. Now, the reason we can keep that many bushy nose in a tank, and they do well, is there's so much water flowing to each aquarium, and we'll show that system later, but basically each aquarium gets at least a dozen 100% water changes a day.
Yeah, you couldn't normally have that many plecos in a 40 breeder.
Not at all. So,
and have the water be that clear.
And have them be in good shape, yeah.
Well, it looks like we've got a lot of stuff going on down here.
Yeah, there's a mix there. There's some rice fish. We call them the peach rice fish. They were sold to us as orange, but I didn't feel comfortable selling that as orange. That's flesh tone.
Yeah.
And then this is kind of an odds and ends tank. There's some orange Venezuelans down there. There's some other stuff. So these orange Venezuelans, we didn't feel real comfortable selling because there's hardly any orange on them. So that is something we do if we feel like a fish is going to disappoint. We just throw into what we call a mixed tank or something and hang on to it.
The discount bin.
There was a black Schwartzy that took a long time to get in good shape. And so, or they call them the black Venezuelan as cory, I think, even though they have nothing to do with each other. So, you know, it's an odds and ends tank, really.
Okay. I don't know if it's best to go like row or to keep going up and down.
I will let you decide. Well, maybe across will be smoother.
Yeah, I think so. So let's do this top row.
Luminatus, Pseudomuga luminatus. Just if you've never kept blue eyes before, this is one. It's hardy and it's beautiful. I don't know anyone that's disappointed with Luminatus. They call them the red neon blue eye.
Yeah, really easy to breed too. Highly recommend.
Mm-hmm. This one I'm very excited about. It's Melanotaenia, how do you say it? Van Hureni. These are from Fowoe Village, I believe is how you say it. This is the largest rainbow fish supposedly in existence. Wow. It's a Melanotaenia that gets around 7 inches or so. And on the ANGFA website, it says they're the largest. So I don't know if they're the largest anymore. I don't know when that was written, but they're definitely going to be big boys. So if you have a big tank and you want some showstoppers, these are going to be amazing. Some of the strains develop a bright red belly, similar to Centenniensis. I don't know if this location does or not. This is my first time with them, and as you can see, they're small enough that there's not a whole lot to tell us yet color-wise. But one
we're going to see a lot of rare fish here, folks. So I hope you're excited.
Yep. This tank is angle-hearted. These are Alexander steak endlers that he bred. And then if you look in this tank, you'll notice there's no cover. There's no plants or anything. But they don't eat their babies.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at this. We got a few from Alex with the intent of reselling them. And this has to be the easiest endler I've ever bred. I don't try to breed it. I try not to breed it. I have nothing in there, and they still live, which is cool. Now this endler, the reason it's kind of special is we know it's a pure line endler. Dr. Steak, if I'm saying that right, brought them back with him to Germany when he was visiting South America, as I understand the story. So they're location-specific, pure line endlers. So that's why they're more valuable than most which have been crossed with guppies. Leaky tank.
Oh yeah, this is a nice one here.
Cali Kyber, another new one to me. Just barely starting to get a little red and orange.
Yeah, a little orange there.
Wim has several pictures of these as adults on Rainbow Fish Live. So if you go to Rainbow Fish Live and you type WIM in the search bar, Wim is one of the gentlemen that goes out with Gary and Johannes and stuff and collects.
And that's a Facebook group if you're on Facebook.
Yeah, Rainbow Fish Live. Highly recommended for anyone interested in rainbow fish. This is a group of the red splash tetra.
I'm really digging these guys.
What we found with these, I should note this, you'll see a couple that are starting to pine cone out. We have to lower the protein on these. This isn't one that you can just hammer with protein. We've learned that the hard way. So they're fine as long as you don't feed them too high, too rich of a food. Yeah, veggies, yes. You learn the fish as you go. Cali Lumpur, in the morning, we'll have to get some B-roll because every morning these fire up.
Yeah, I mean, they look good now. They're not going to look good on camera, but it's a good-looking rainbow fish.
Yeah, in the morning they'll look great.
Are there any of the 450s in here?
Oh yeah, thanks. I believe there's a whole bunch of 450s in there.
Oh, I can see them on top of the
Yeah, between the
wood
flower
there.
pot and the wood.
See if I can come back and get a picture of him later. There he is. Nice.
Cali Klawai, again, this is a new one to me, but the picture does show they get that really broad, dark band across the body. It'll get a lot wider than that, kind of like a Frederick eye or something like that. But I've never seen these fully colored. This is my first time with them, and they're still fairly small. So that's par for the course for a lot of these rainbows. Pistogramma agassizii, and this is there's a lot of different forms of that. This is one of the more, I would say, wild forms.
Starting to color up?
Yeah, they're just big enough to be starting. Epiplates sexfasciatus. Wow. They're a great Epiplates. And we thought we had all males. We recently found 2 females, so we have a couple reverse trios if you're into that.
And what do we got down here?
Those are Negrita, Synodontis nigrita. So it's a Synodontis that doesn't get too big, which is what we try to do when we get Synodontis. Oh yeah, black tiger Darios.
Oh, my favorite.
Yep.
Definitely gonna have to get some shots of
Earlier
these.
today, there were a couple males sparring right in front.
This guy's flaring for us.
Good. That's when the nice thing about these is if you get a big enough group, they're constantly displaying, and that's what you want. You need enough in there for them to be interacting.
Are you feeding these live?
Yeah, these eat live and frozen. Live baby brine shrimp, and they'll also eat frozen bloodworms. They'll eat frozen brine shrimp. But I haven't been able to get them to eat flakes or pellets or anything dry like that.
Keep that in mind. And look at this cool guy. I want to go home with one of these.
Red-eyed, red-tailed puffer. It's a Carinotetraodon Erubesco, I believe is how you say the genus and the species. This is my first time with them. They're pretty cool little guys.
I love how they just hover. Mm-hmm. Little UFOs.
They look like they defy gravity.
Those are amazing.
Some angelfish, but not just any angelfish. These are Leopoldis.
Okay. Yep. I used to keep these.
Yeah. And we have another tank full of those, so I can show you more later. Another black Schultzii in there, and then a couple random peppercorys that like one has one long fin and the other is short, and it's just stuff we don't feel like we can sell.
Yeah. I can see that.
Caliclassam, is that how I say that? I think.
Sure.
My first time with these guys. So a lot of these rainbow fish are so new to the hobby that they don't have scientific names yet. So we just call them by the location. Cali means basically river or stream. So this comes from the Classam stream or river, if you will. And luckily there's a couple rainbow fish nerds like Gary Lang and some others who go out regularly and go to new locations and bring these back, because the truth is their habitats get destroyed almost as quickly as we find them. It's rainbow fish we're trying to, keep and preserve. These are Chilotharina alleni-wapoga. These are the red form. I've never seen the red form before. I have no information about the red form. I just saw that my breeder had a different form of one of my favorite rainbow fish ever, and so I thought I would try it. I think they're going to color up just to have more red than your average.
Yeah, I got a couple males there with color and flashing. They're ready to go.
Yeah, the white sand, makes them kind of dimmer than they would normally be, but it's our local sand. So these are some Severums, sold to us as Notatus, which is the spotted Severum. But as you can see, there's several red shoulders in there as well. So basically we're waiting for these guys to color up enough that we can tell what they are, and then we sell them as we can tell. So we have a few listed right now as red shoulder because we can tell. The others we're not sure yet. That's been our experience with Severums, is they'll sell until they grow up enough that you know what they are.
Now these I'm in love with.
This is a very rare tetra that I've never seen in the hobby before. The species name is Coletti. It's I think it's how do you say that genus? Is it Moncausia or something like that? They're a kind of gold iridescent color with a bright red tail, and that's fantastic. I can't believe
these are really good. I hope that gold shows up because it's really prevalent.
Yeah, I can't believe they're not in the hobby more regularly.
I'm gonna come back and do another video on that later. So there's a couple rare tetras I've never seen, so they're gonna get a dedicated video.
So Melanotania species from Langaroo. This is another one that Gary, Johannes, and Wim collected in 2019, where they found Melanotania marisi. It's all covered in the latest Amazonas magazine. So you can see pictures of full adults and stuff in that magazine. In fact, on the cover of the magazine, you don't even have to buy the magazine. Just Google it and you'll see them on the cover. They're starting to, all the rainbow fish are just barely starting to settle in enough to start flashing a little bit and get a tiny bit of pattern. No real color yet though, that'll come later as they settle in and grow out.
All right, what do we got going down here? Something I've never kept before.
Okay, these are a giant Autosynclus. They're the Autosynclus we know and love, but these guys get 4 inches.
So these are pretty close to full grown?
Some of them are, yeah. They're really easy to feed. Put in coins of zucchini and they'll chew it up. And then we feed them extreme bottom scratchers, and they go through a few of those every day.
He's trying to eat one, but I'm bugging him.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And we have the wood in there just because I think it helps. You can see all this where they've chewed up the wood.
Oh, yeah.
That's not in the literature, so I'm not sure that they eat the wood, but I'm seeing evidence that they do.
Yeah, he's sucking on it right now.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
These are some CPDs. This is a batch that we've been working to get healthy for 3 months, and they're still not ready. So we have 3 batches of CPDs in right now. This is one that is not listed for sale. We'll show you the ones that are.
So red dot, not for sale.
Yeah, so red dot means either they're sick or they came in super skinny, they need to gain weight, or someone died and we don't know if there's an issue or not. Red dot it doesn't mean we're sick and diseased. It just means caution, let's keep an eye on these and work with them for a while. These are CW62 Cories, probably one most people have not seen before.
Yeah, I've never seen these.
That's mostly what's in there. Then there's some Aspidorus posillus in there, which I think Bob's going to make a video on Aspidorus, because folks that don't know Aspidorus need to know Aspidorus.
Yep.
And then there's some Ember tetras. And then we put contaminants in here that came in from Colombia, so there's some random splash tetras and a few random fish in there that we don't know what they are. These are more of the Synodontis negrita.
We already saw them.
Yeah, another tank of those. Lipstick gobies.
All right.
So we won't get into the scientific name debate, but what I like about these is they have a bright orange back half of the body, and it's just kind of cool. Now these are a Sicyopus species. They are carnivores. These are not an algae grazer. So the Sicyopus need to have frozen foods like bloodworms and brine shrimp and things. You can eventually get them on carnivore pellets. It takes a long time. I've done it a few times and I know other people that have done it. But the easy thing is frozen bloodworms and brine shrimp and live scuds and that kind of stuff.
Sweet.
Hummingbird tetras. These are a Characidium species. So it's basically a tetra that doesn't have a swim bladder. They have evolved to kind of hang out on the bottom. The reason we got these is we have some Corydoras 153s, which school with hummingbird tetras, or darter tetras, they're sometimes called. So we got these to be companions. However, after we got these, we found fish lice on them. So they're done being treated right now, but we're a little reticent to mix them in with the Corys until we're 100% certain. Geophagus brasiliensis. If you're one of the hardiest, easiest Geophagus to do, and a lot of pearly color on them. And then we also have some albino tiger barbs in there. And they're both strong enough fish that they get together just fine. Yeah, this guy, I don't know what Muppet he reminds me of, but it's kind of like Beeper.
Yeah.
He came out wrong.
He looks cool though.
Yeah. These are odds and end plecos, basically. This Cory you probably won't see again. This is CW124. It's a lineage 1 Cory. And what I found about the lineage 1 Corys is I probably won't be bringing them in much anymore because they're aggressive.
Oh, wow.
Corys you never think of as aggressive, but the lineage 1 downright kill each other. And so I had to divide them up into individual tanks and stuff. And because of that aggression, they're not one I plan to bring in again. But they're neat. If you have a really large tank with a lot of decker and stuff, you can get a group. But the star in here is the Yanera whiptail, which I'm going to try to show
there
you.
He went.
There he is.
Wow.
He's little. We had a few more come in that were about twice his size, but he's already developing nice filaments on his tail.
Yep.
So that's one that I've never seen before. Really hard to get those guys.
Oh,
and he's sold already.
Still another one here, huh?
These are more of the Epistogrammas. These are Paluticollis. They call that the T-bar cichlid because if you look at the tail and then the lateral line, you'll see like this horizontal line that hits kind of like a vertical line at the base of the tail. So that's an easy way to kind of figure out if you have Paluticollis, or at least start figuring it out.
Awesome.
This little guy's right now. Okay, this is Moanatania o'Neill, which they aren't showing it now, but one of the prettier rainbows, I think. Lots of black and lots of orange with white margins on the fin. This is one that Gary Lang actually bought some of these from me, so I was like tickled pink that I had a fish that Gary Lang wanted enough to buy. Actually, I take that back. I think he bought the Clausioensis. Yeah, I'm mixing them up. But really, really cool fish. We're gonna give these another week just because they came in really stressed, so those aren't listed yet, but they will be pretty soon. These are Pulucolpensis. Oh no, these aren't. These are the Sunset Episto. I'm sorry, I think I screwed it up. We didn't know at first if they were Pulucolpensis or the Sunset. We ordered both and they didn't have any color yet, but looking at them, I'm pretty sure those are Sunsets. Black angelfish.
Yep.
It's an angelfish that's black.
There you go.
These are diamond tetras, but they're itty bitty. They aren't showing much yet. So I was real surprised how small they came in. They've doubled in size since I got them.
They grow super fast.
But they seriously came in a 1/4 inch. I was like, what am I doing with these? Now this is a cool one. There's some African butterfly cichlids in here, but you'll also see some Jingoensis cichlid, Crobia jingoensis. Those are the ones with the orange on the body, and we have more of those to show you. So here's more of them. And so check this guy out. The bright orange on his gills and the side of his body just starting to come in, and that develops more with age.
Oh, I see an Acara.
Yeah, electric blue Acara that got mixed in at some point.
Get out of here, blue.
And then,
We're looking at
and then a
orange.
few more of the Thomasai, which is the African butterfly cichlids.
He is a camera hog.
Yeah. But the Crobia jingoensis is the star of that tank in my
Another
opinion.
one that I haven't seen.
Bosemani's, these are the Aquarium strain Bosemani. light blue
got,
with yellow.
We'll cover 3 strains of those by the time we're done here.
Yeah, yeah. Some rainbow shiners in here, and also Montana parva.
Parva is also my favorite.
Yellow, or I mean orange with that black contrast. Yeah, parvas are beautiful.
Parva, yeah.
These are some albino paradise fish, which these have a red dot because of, see these few in here that are just languishing. So the rest are doing great though. So
to be determined.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Cali Timbuni doing well for the most part. We have one in here that's kind of messed up, but the rest are doing great. Cali Timbunis, they're one that colors in the morning. A lot of rainbow fish do this, which is every morning they'll give you a show for a couple hours. And then for the rest of the day, they revert back to colors that will make them not get eaten by birds.
Makes sense.
So in the morning, maybe we can get some B-roll of these guys. These are Pseudomugil gertrudae. These ones are not location specific. We have some others that are later. And then below them are what we call the hippie commune. These are Aspidor spilotus, and the reason we call them the hippie commune is they are breeding constantly, all the time. In fact, if we go 2 tanks over, we can show you a bunch of babies from them. We'll get back to these guys.
Colombian tetras, we've all seen them.
Yeah, Colombian tetras. These are all babies that came from that other group. We weren't trying to raise these things. They're just so simple to spawn and raise. Seriously, the easiest Corridors type fish I've ever done. We never tried to breed them. They laid tons of eggs. We didn't try to raise the babies. They all lived and survived and grew quickly. Like, we didn't do anything special. And they're in there with a nice group of CPDs. These are younger CPDs, but they're super healthy. We'll get to the batch we're actually selling out of soon. More Crobia jinguensis.
Yep. Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Let's see if anyone's colored up in there at the moment. Usually there's a couple. Hopefully in the other tank will have some that are more colored, but even non-colored, the red coral pencil fish is still super, super pretty.
Yeah, this is, man, the males and females.
Now when we circle back to this tank, you'll see some fully blown males. These are the blind cave tetra. I got these for kids, basically. The local high school has a biology department, and they took a whole bunch because it's an awesome thing for their students to, research a blind cave fish and have some to look at. But I think these are awesome for kids. Like, how cool would it be to tell your friends, hey, come see my blind cave fish,
They don't have any eyeballs.
Yeah. Some more of the puffers.
Oh, man.
Carina tetraodon.
We should mention no more than 3 in a 40 breeder.
Yeah, so these guys, there's not a ton of great information on them. What we had made them seem like they'd be okay together. We have found that they are not in a big group. We can keep 3 okay in a 40-gallon breeder. 1 would maybe better, 2 maybe better. We're not really sure. All we know is that when we kept a big group together, they did not do well. They beat each other up a lot. Yeah. Which means we might not be bringing that one in again. This is the Candidi, they call them the black bar cichlid. It's a dwarf cichlid that's full grown right there. And they are, I call them tiny acara. It's like probably Tiania acarae or something like that, but basically a really pretty, almost like a dwarf apisto type fish.
Yeah, really cool. Underrated for sure. These
are cherry shrimp, but the star of this tank, we sold all the platinum half peaks out of here, but 1 I think. The star of the tank is these. These are
the
dwarf anchor catfish.
Oh, look how small they are.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't get much bigger than like that big one over there.
Wow.
Yep.
That one next to the shrimp.
Look how fat they are. Like,
shrimp.
Check this guy out.
Just hanging out.
Yeah. If you like chocolate catfish but want smaller ones, kind of weird looking fish that just kind of sits around, they're for you. These are basically a few cories, and then these are a Sichiopterus. These are Cyanocephalus. These are ones we held back. We sold the rest of the group except for 1. I think there's 1 fat one in a pipe somewhere. And these we're holding on to because they're the skinniest of the batch. So we aren't selling those 3. That guy back there is ready to go though. See how much girthier that fish is. These are actually pretty easy. They are a scraper, so they'll eat algae wafers and they'll eat sinky pellets and stuff like that.
Nice.
And they really like bloodworms too. These are some banded gudgeons that we raised, and then one Godolphin village from a long time ago that has a sore on it that never healed, so we're just giving it a retirement tank.
Oh, the rainbow?
Yeah. Do you get that theri in the back, that little dwarf cichlid? Back behind the plants and that weird plastic thing? See them?
Dwarf cichlid? I see big cichlids.
Yeah, they're called the dwarficara.
Oh.
They're from Rio Italia. These are the theri, and they're kind of a neat fish that you just don't see very often. Ginier, I guess is how you say it, is the cory in there. Mostly, we have one rando cory that ended up in there as well.
Awesome.
Corridors Carle. This is one of my favorites because it's from Argentina, and I spent a lot of time in Argentina. This is a batch we're trying to nurse back to health, so it's going to be a while before they're listed if they ever are. They're probably at least 2 months out. Okay, these are awesome.
Oh boy, here we
Ranger
go.
plecos.
Oh, the Ranger.
And way more in here than you think. Like, here we go.
Out of the glare.
Boom.
Wow.
Plate of plecos.
Dinner is served.
These are some of the easiest plecos to feed. These guys eat everything all the time.
I love these guys.
Anyone. Alrighty, there we go.
That's a good looking. What's the price point on these?
I'd have to look. I really don't remember.
Dansfish.com, go find out.
Yeah. There's too many. I used to know all the prices. There's too many now. Jurapari, and then along with the Jurapari, the reason the zucchini's in there is we have some albino L333s.
Oh, nice.
And I know hypensisters are not vegetarians, but we do find. So we put that zucchini in there, I don't know, half an hour ago. When we come back tomorrow morning, they'll have chewed down a lot of it. So we do rotate that into their diet just to try to give them some balance. But don't worry, they get plenty of protein. Agassizii.
Can't go wrong with
Just
pistos.
a lot of Agassizii. Then here is an Aspidoris I had never seen before. This is the 126. Let's see if I can get the light on.
Here we go.
There, so you can see them okay. How's that?
Zooming in.
And there is one gold laser that snuck in there somehow. Came in the bag with them, but a new Aspidoris to me.
Yeah, I'm definitely coming home with some Aspidoris, that's for sure.
More Bosmani. They're the Aquarium strain. They're good looking still, but if you're not into location specific, we have the standard old standby here.
Yeah, looking
still
great.
pretty fish though. Kochu tetras. These are the blue Kochu tetras, and
Not like a blue.
No, not right now. That's for sure. I think it's the sand because back home they were bright blue, not bright blue, sky blue, but now they're that color. Okay, Stark Rivers. So this is Moanatania soloensis Stark River. It's going to develop some, I've seen these full grown. They get dark pinstripes and then they get red tips on the fins, and they're a super handsome fish.
I got starting to get some color on them.
Yeah, just barely. They're not going to get too big either. Maybe around 3 inches.
Oh, here we go, more puffers.
Amazon puffers. We've been working on these guys for, I think, 4.5 months now. You will notice some in there that I need to trim the teeth, and the reason for that is there's 3, one in this tank and a couple in the other tank, that took forever to get eating. They're eating now, but since they didn't eat, they didn't wear down their beaks. They are able to feed right now, so they're getting food, and they're a lot fatter than they were, believe it or not, when they came in. But since they didn't eat for so long, those teeth did not get trimmed down. So I've got to get in there and do that for the first time. I'm really nervous about it. But don't worry, we don't sell those. We don't sell them till they're fat and sassy like those.
Yeah.
Guys there. It's just, it takes us a long time to get the puffers ready to go. Santa Maria Endlers, kind of. This is a strain I worked on a ton. It took me a couple years to get it set. And then for the last 2 years now I've been too busy, so they've kind of gone back to
See some yellow in there.
Yeah, now they're just they're really, I don't know if we can even call them Santa Marias anymore, but
They still look amazing though.
they're pretty.
One of my favorites.
Doridii.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
a full grown. These are massive.
Get the red pinstripes through the horizontally through the body. Yeah, nice big glossolepis.
It seems like they have a little bit of every color somewhere in their body.
Yeah. Not gonna look like anything until they get another inch or so on
Yeah,
them.
this is a really big rainbow.
These are the black lace angel.
Angels.
I really like those guys. They have a neat pattern. This is the blue ghost angel. And can you see it, the iridescence? That's why they call them the blue ghosts. They have kind of that, I think they call it periaba or something like that.
Alrighty.
I don't know that much about angelfish. Paradise gouramis, paradise fish. And then there's a few sequences esim in there.
Yeah, I
as
saw a couple
well.
females.
Yeah.
And I think there's a Panagara in there.
A few
yeah.
Gara, yep.
Can't go wrong with Garas.
Pea puffers,
Oh,
just fun little murder beans.
yeah.
To me, I think they do a lot better in a group. So my suggestion would be get a group. I've kept a lot in a group and not had problems. I've heard of people that have had aggression problems, but I bet they're keeping like 2 together or something like that.
Yeah, so apparently these hang out like in schools of like 1,000 in the wild. So it seemed like the more the merrier.
Yeah. Okay, this one's exciting. Let's see if we can find them. So these are our pipefish, and they are breeding. We do have baby pipefish in here. The problem is we have this set up so they're comfortable, which means there are a bajillion plants in there, and all the baby pipefish like go deep into the moss and hang out. Every now and then one will come out and we'll see it.
And it makes it hard with the glare.
Yeah. Oh, there's one over underneath the air stone. There's a couple over by the air
couple
stone.
back there. Let's see.
So they basically look like,
Just little hairs.
yeah, they look like the little stringy rhizome on the bottom of a Java fern.
Oh, it had focus for
losing
a
the
minute.
focus. There's one on the back.
They're so small.
They're so tiny, it's going to be hard to see them. But we're thrilled that we're breeding them. That's
Yeah, that is crazy.
kind of awesome.
Yeah, kind of awesome. It's super awesome.
Leopard tenopomas. Small, but like bulletproof. These guys are fat and sassy.
Yeah.
They have a lot of growing to do, though. These are the black paradise fish, which is specti. It's very different than the species we normally see. I'm trying to block the glare here. And then a pearl gourami as well in there. And then there's also some cories. These are the CW140s. Sometimes it helps if I do that.
Oh, here we go. Should be able to see this one. There we go. That's a pretty cool looking Cory. Oh, and then another one of these guys. One in every tank.
Oh yeah, there are a few of the orange Venezuelans. Yep, they're ubiquitous. These are clown plecos, and so are these. Let's show these because these are easier. Just because I can go like this, and you'll see a whole bunch of them.
There they go.
Boom.
And then talk about bulletproof. These guys.
Yeah. The thing about them that is so kind of, I guess, fun is every time we bag them, they curl their tail. Have you like pick them up? They curl their tail automatically. It's like a now I'm too thick to swallow kind of thing. Here's a tank of Leopoldi that just has more in it, so it's a little easier to see.
The one angel that I've actually kept.
Now, what's different about them? I know they call them the long snout, and I think they stay a little smaller, right? Is that correct?
The main thing is that they're smaller. But I love their like dorsal fin, like the shine, the blue,
yeah,
green,
the kind of blue
whatever
striations
color
in it.
you want to call it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. So a different species of rainbow. I always do that. Angelfish that doesn't get so big. All right, now you can see one that's got some color.
Yeah, look at this guy right here. That is crazy.
He's feeling good.
Come back up to the light.
Feeling good about life.
There we go. Hey.
Anyway, the nice thing about this fish is generally, if you have a dozen, there's always one or two that are colored up.
It's one of the best looking fish in the hobby, I think.
Absolutely. Like marine coral fish type.
Yeah,
Pretty.
like, look at that guy. Holy smokes.
Congo tetras. These
Always a favorite.
supposedly were all males, but now we're selling them as pairs because we definitely found quite a few females in there.
Yeah, I could see them, yeah. Ooh, there we go, that's better.
They're starting to get the extensions on the fin and the nice blue color. But these have a lot of growing to do. This is a fish that gets 3-4 inches, and now they're what, an inch and a quarter?
Yeah.
So they're going to be very nice over time. This is one you might not have seen before, I don't know. If you look in the back in the corner here, you'll see a bunch of them. These are the Asian crystal, is what they call them, or the ghosts. We call them shadow cats. There's lots of names for them. Kind of like the glass,
The glass
catfish of glass fish, I guess, something like that, yeah.
So I have actually kept these before.
Oh, cool.
And it was hard to get them to eat. Like, they came in like super skinny. And
I can get them to eat on live and frozen. I've never got these guys to eat dry foods.
yeah, I wouldn't recommend these for the beginner, but a really cool fish.
Yeah, have live and frozen foods ready. I don't think they're hard to feed. I think they just only eat certain things.
Oh, then one of my favorites.
The Allen Kier. What do they call them? The red zebra or orange zebra or something?
Oh man,
Call
there's so
them
much
lots of
glare.
things. Let's see.
Oh,
There you go.
There we go. That's a really good shot, even with the glare.
And they're gone.
Highly recommend those guys.
Yeah, and we've got plenty of them. This is one of 3 tanks.
Are those all captive bred, I assume? Like,
Yes, these all my plecos, unless it specifically says otherwise, are aquarium bred and raised. Oh, why am I taking the lid off? I don't know. These are Starabai, Corridor Starabai, which I would imagine we all know.
Yeah.
These are aquarium bred. We also do have a batch that came in from the Pantanal, because sometimes with the commonly bred Cories, I feel like we need to refresh bloodlines. But these are aquarium strain.
well, lots going on in here.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a catch-all tank. I don't know if you can see them, but here's a tiger goby. These guys need sand.
Oh my gosh, he's so small.
Yeah, they bury themselves in the sand. I think they're very uncomfortable if they don't have sand to bury themselves
Jeez,
in.
I can't even focus on him.
Yeah. Well, their pattern is so similar to sand that the camera doesn't know what to do. There's 2 of them back there.
I'm trying to get some
But
B-roll
anyway,
of that guy.
some neon blue gobies. And then let me flip this over and you'll see a really cool fish. There's a big tiger goby.
Oh wow.
It's a big male. And this guy here, there he is. The polka dot pleco back there.
Oh, I was looking on the wood.
Yeah, he swam out.
He's pretty good size.
Yeah.
What's the L number?
97. That's a cactus pleco, so he's gonna get
Oh,
big.
okay. Yeah.
Some headstanders. Then we have some eels in here. Here, let's show you one. I'm gonna wait to get the camera.
Okay.
So there's one. It's the barred spiny eel. And then some chocolate zebra plecos, which love this wood because it's got a lot of holes in it.
Oh yeah.
So we showed you the albinos of these before. These are the normal wild color.
Great looking fish.
And like, I love seeing their little tails stick out of the holes in the wood because you know they're happy in there. These are Betta-Forshi. These are the females. We have a tank of males as well. We keep them separate because then it's easier to sell them as pairs. A very peaceful, very beautiful wild type betta, and you'll see why when we get over to the male tank.
There we go.
Maybe. I don't know if any of them are colored up yet, but another Aspidoris. This is Ramundi. Every Aspidoris we've had is bred for us without trying. They're just awesome. And then these are the dwarf amber barb from Africa.
Oh,
That's full grown,
wow.
man.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's dwarf.
Mm-hmm, for
That's
sure.
smaller than dwarf.
That's like chili raspberry dwarf. And then some pleco babies that were bred here and raised up. Okay, this one is probably one that people have not seen. This is the imitator catfish. It's a catfish that imitates a Corridora. So they hang out with Corridoras. And they try to look like them.
Wow.
But they are not them.
If it wasn't for the long whiskers.
Yeah, exactly. And how they swim, right?
Yeah.
They swim as fast as a Pictus cat. But they're pretty peaceful. These aren't going around bothering everything. But yeah, just a really interesting
Yeah, definitely don't
fish.
see those every day.
Yep. Okay, Corridor Sipalwini are these guys with the horizontal stripe across the body. Right there. And then we also have some Cruciensis and some other stuff in here.
Oh, look at them, yeah.
Those are
Wow.
mostly Sipalwini actually that I'm seeing. Oh, we sold the last of the Cruciensis. I sent the last of them to Max. Max, if you're watching, hope you're liking them.
It's a good looking fish.
Yeah, the Sipalwini is neat.
Oh, this might be a good shot. Yeah.
Just light.
There we go.
And then we have lots of plecos and tanks because they just keep spawning. So, oh, the tetra in here is super cool. Look at the top. It's the green lizard tetra. It's not one you're going to see around. They have that iridescence across the top, which I think is super cool, kind of a stripe.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can see it when they turn. Yeah, I've never seen these before either.
I hadn't either. This is my first time seeing them.
Awesome.
There's an Episto in here and a few. Lusomenis might have sold. We had Corridors Lusomenis in here from Rio Napo, but I think they're gone. So these are rainbow tetras. Psych, emperor tetras. I ordered rainbow tetras, Lacordii. I was so excited to get them, and they sent me emperor tetras. Still a beautiful fish. I don't want to down talk the fish. It's gorgeous, but it was a little disappointing when I didn't get the one I'd been searching for so long. That happens all the time, though.
Yep.
These are Fasciata, Chilothrina fasciata. These are from Mamberamo. I think that's how you say that. Now that doesn't tell you much. Mamberamo is one of the largest rivers out there. I think it's the second largest river in Papua New Guinea. So where on the river, I don't know. But
Somewhere.
I know they're from the river.
Somewhere in this.
I think they said northern Mamberamo.
All right. Oh boy.
Yep. So some of these need some work, but some of them are doing really well. This is Shodeni puffers, the spotted Congo puffer, and we got a group in from a new supplier of just 10, and they were the biggest, fattest, healthiest things, and I was so excited. So I ordered 30 more, and now we've got skinny ones that we have to fatten up that are going to take
Funny how that
me,
works.
Yeah, it's going to take me 4 or 5 months to finish fattening these up. But there are several that are doing fine,
Yeah,
so there are a
these
few
guys
that
are
we
chunk
could
right here.
waste. But with these guys, generally what it is you just make sure they're dewormed, and once they are, it's just so much food constantly to get them back up to shape. So it just takes time.
Man, those are awesome.
They're so cool. This is a new one to me.
Yeah, this is new to me
They
too.
call it the red cap tetra, or the red blood cap tetra, or the red cap
hope we
moon
can see it.
tetra. I've
Can I
seen
see
lots
it?
of different.
It's like, oh, they're injured. No, that's red's supposed to be there.
And these are from West Africa. These are kind of from the Congo. And just a really interesting fish. They're different than anything. I can't even say what they look like because they're their own thing. Do they remind you of anything? A skinny, a silver dollar that's not as tall and has red on it? I don't know.
Not the body shape though on like the bigger ones kind of reminds me maybe like a bleeding heart. Like
Okay, yeah.
definitely not the color though.
A little deeper. Okay, Goldie Eye, these are the ones from Kiura. We all know Goldie Eye Decay, but this is from a different location. And as it goes with rainbows, they're too small to be showing much right now, but they're healthy. That's what I care about. They're doing well. More of the, we've already seen the puffers.
Yeah, that was an easy row.
Altosino, they called this the gold dust geophagus. The collection location is Altosino. I don't think it has a species name yet. I have had these, a previous batch I had big ones, and they are really stunning. These haven't even begun to develop their color yet. They call them gold dust for a reason. They have gold flecks all over them when they're adults. Tenopoma ornatus, the dwarf tenopoma.
Okay. I've never seen these.
Well, let's get a light down then for you. And we haven't scrubbed the glass because this is one that we're trying to get healthy, and we don't want to get our hands in it when we don't want to spread anything around. But for the last week or so, they've been doing a lot better.
Hard to get a black fish with a black background on camera.
Yeah.
They look pretty neat. Pretty neat fish.
Spotted silver dollars and horn sunset gara.
I'm surprised to see silver dollars, I gotta say.
Well, I didn't buy them.
Oh, okay. that would be why then.
I did not purchase these fish. They got sent to me by accident. I had a supplier that I got some fish from, and as I was unpacking them, I got a call, and they're like, "Did you get 2 extra boxes?" I was like, "Sure did."
Oh, wow. This is always a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I like white clouds. I don't care if they're cheap and common. They're
good
beautiful
looking fish,
and they're hardy, and they're what they are for a reason. They're just
This is a pretty good size too for resale. Normally they're
they
smaller.
have good color on them for sure.
Yeah.
They've developed nicely. Speaking of bleeding hearts,
Oh, hey, look at that.
there we go. Now those are good looking.
The red spot's on the heart instead of on top.
Look at the red coming in on the caudal fins of the larger males. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, the dorsal fins.
This has always been one of my favorite tetras.
Now, a lot of people try keeping tetras with, say, angelfish and stuff, and they disappear because they're too skinny and they get eaten. This is a good one. It gets big enough and deep enough that you're never going to have to worry about your angelfish eating
Yeah, these
it.
aren't even close to full grown either. I've had some monsters.
Like 3 inches, 4 inches, yeah. We've already seen the,
more
the
red-eye
puffers. We had to spread them all over because of the aggression. Geophagus megasema. My first time with these. I've never seen them in full color. I've seen pictures. They look amazing. The health is good. Again, with young fish, that's what I care about.
Yeah, they look pretty healthy. Super active.
Yeah. Rosy barbs.
Rosy
I
barb.
think we're all familiar.
Yeah.
And then these are more of that Coletti tetra, but we should look at this because there's one in here that's bright gold. Super iridescent.
Yeah, this is,
Check that guy out.
I mean, all of them look good. It's just, oh yeah,
Look at that though.
There he is.
Like they all look great. And then you see that guy and you're like, what is that?
Wow, that's the stud for sure. Might have to get some of these.
Blue dream shrimp and some snails.
Blue dreams, we've all seen them. More shrimp I see.
More blue dreams. These have flagtail pandas in there, which you probably haven't seen.
Oh yeah.
I can't say the species name. It starts with an O and it's crazy long. So it's like a panda, Corey, but with a flagtail.
Let's see if I can get one back here. Oh, yeah, they need to be on that. Oh, I'm doing a terrible job here.
Well, they're moving pretty quick.
Yeah, there we go. There's a good idea. This is a really good looking fish.
Yeah, it's neat.
I've said that like 100 times already.
Keep saying it, Bob. It never gets old. Not to me. These are albino redhead tapajos. This is my first time with these. I have to say, sometimes with albinos, you're scared because they aren't as hardy. No losses. These are fantastic.
Actually looks like an actual true albino too.
It is. Yeah, you got the pink eyes and everything. Yep.
It's crazy.
Sunset Epistos, we looked at those earlier, but more of them.
More of them, okay. More angels.
So these are Manakapuru, the redbacks that we could not sell because look at the ventral fins. So we just hold on to them.
Maybe they'll spawn.
But
Oh, yeah,
in
that
here,
look good.
these are cool. These are sumo loaches. Can you see the red on any of them? Let's see.
I don't think I've seen any of them yet.
Oh.
They're all under this one over here now.
So fast. Anyway, there's a bunch of sumo loaches in there.
Yeah, they're coming in and out. We got some footage.
More Alankirs.
More 397.
And we have just a random cichlid in there to eat the scuds that were on that wood so they don't outcompete the
Empty.
Alankirs. I think there's some pygmicories in there. These are the zebra autocinklus. So a really cool pattern. Doesn't get too big. A little chunkier than your average autocinklus.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, South American bumblebee.
Oh, these are going to be buried for sure somewhere.
They're going to move so fast too. So let's see how lucky we get. Or if we just have to edit this part out. I don't know. They're so fast.
Yoink.
There you go.
There's your look. Now if you had substrate, they would burrow, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I know they like to hang out in the pots and under the plates and stuff. They like shelter.
I'm pretty positive they'll burrow.
Okay,
yeah.
that's something I didn't know. Well, I guess you're right because if you look around all that, they've kicked all the sand out. So maybe they were burrowing in it.
Another catch-all.
Yep,
Like
panda cories, some Simulus cories. This is a retirement cory tank. I've literally had some of these for 7 years. Just fish that I didn't feel right selling. Held on to them, the big cories. And then this is where we put our blind gold roseline barbs, or gold roseline barbs that we don't think we can sell, and we try to fatten them up and give them a good life. And then often we'll find someone that's like, I don't mind blind fish, and they'll give them a good home, and we just give them away.
awesome.
So these are featherfin tetra. I've never seen these before. These come out of Trinidad. I don't know why they're called a featherfin tetra. I've not seen any featherfin. I guess that black line maybe looks like a quill,
Maybe.
but an interesting, neat tetra that I've never seen before.
I've never seen either. All kinds of new tetras. Speaking of new tetras I've never seen.
Swordtail characins or swordtail tetras. One of the most bizarre tetras. Really interesting. Practice internal, how can I not say that word? Internal fertilization. So the male will impregnate the female, similar to like a live bearer. And then she'll drop fertilized eggs later. And if you look on a lot of them, you'll see kind of a wiggly black dot about in the middle of the body between the dorsal fin and the anal fin. That's not a parasite. I thought it was when I first got them. It's not. It is a reproductive organ. They believe it releases pheromones that get the females in the mood.
All right.
So pretty cool fish. 2 tanks of them. There's another tank of them.
And another fish I've never seen before.
Glass headstanders. Really interesting. Predatory but not aggressive. Like I can tell they're predators because they have big mouths and
You
teeth.
see the teeth, yeah.
But they eat vibrobites and stuff, and I don't think they're going to bother anything that is, not easily food, like guppy size or whatever. But a really neat kind of, I think they get to around 3-inch characin. That could probably be something that could hang with some of your like acaras and stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty gnarly looking. I like them.
Yeah. These are an angelfish. They're the blue diamond angelfish. So you'll see some blue highlights on them, and then they have the diamond scale. I think that's why they're calling them blue diamond.
Yeah, I can see that.
Platinums, this is one of my favorites. I like the platinums. Of course, some of them have a little mustachioed, not platinum. A couple of them are like platinum zebras that didn't quite get separated out, but most of them are platinums. There's some more blacks in there. Golden marbles.
Always a favorite.
Yep. And then these I think actually look really good. These are the platinum marbles. So it's stark black on white, which is fantastic. So
Yeah, I'm not much of an angelfish person, but those are kind of like this guy right here. I mean, some of them are just outstanding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of them look good.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, so what do we got here?
So these are hoplo. They're supposedly called the spotted hoplo, but I don't know enough to identify them. But just by looking at them and looking at the pictures, I think that's the one that we have. And they've been fun. I didn't know I'd like these so much. They're out and about and they're active, and they remind me of like a dwarf giraffe cat.
Is that full grown?
That I don't know. I think we're talking more around like 6 inches.
Okay, so we got a couple more inches to go.
It's a guess though. First time with them, I really don't know. These are the 202s, except for maybe that guy on top. He just has a little bit of a different pattern. I don't know enough about 202s to know. There's several that look very similar. Nope. All right, let's try this one. There we go. Are you gonna come out so we can actually see you?
Pretty good size on him.
Yeah, can you see that guy?
Oh, he's way over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see some rainbows. It's been a while.
Yeah. So this is Calliowallum.
Males are flaring.
Nice blue rainbow fish.
More fish I was surprised to see.
Blackberry silver dollars and yellow acara. Yeah. So when I first got these, I had read on Seriously Fish that they topped out at, I think it said 7 inches. And then I saw a video at Ohio Fish Rescue where they were more like 17 inches, and I was like, whoops.
When you get in your pool.
More of the puffers.
Puffer.
Frederici. These are the Kean, which is a pretty location of them. The one that we have another one that we'll show you later. So the thing with Frederica is they get a broad black band on them when they're feeling really good. But we have one from a different location that actually gets a lot of color on it too. We'll show you that one further down the road. Have you seen opal plecos before?
Probably not actually.
All right.
What's the L number?
I think it's 82.
I'm gonna say no. Oh wow.
Isn't that neat?
Holy smokes.
Yeah, check those out.
I don't know how much they are, but I will buy all of them.
Yeah, that is
wow.
a super neat looking high contrast
Holy
pleco.
Smokes.
Yeah.
Wow, I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah. Pretty cool fish. Not cheap, but not the most expensive pleco.
You might have set it on top of one of them.
No way, really?
It looked like he wasn't moving.
Let's see. Did we?
Yeah, he's like right under it, and he's not in a very good spot.
Oh,
right there.
That's not gonna put the weight on him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's in a hole there. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's a good looking pleco. Oh,
Panda guppies.
All right.
Yay!
It's my favorite guppy.
Yeah, they are cool looking for sure. The green farowella, which is one
right here.
Probably never seen before. These guys, even McColJ, or Ivan McColji, or sorry Ivan, however you say the name correctly, showed some pictures of these. They're bright green in nature, so I was really excited. Brought some in. They're cool, but they're kind of brown in captivity. But still a cool little dwarf farowella.
Yeah, for sure.
Madagascar rainbows.
I think we've probably all seen these, I hope. Maybe, maybe not. These are really small compared to adults.
Oh yeah, adults are what, 5 inches?
Yeah, at least. I always love these Madagascars. Okay. I could stare at them for a while.
Yeah.
All right.
So Gara rufa, one of those boxes that arrived is extra. So now we have 2 tanks.
Is this the pedicure one?
The pedicure fish.
Yeah.
2 tanks of them, fat and happy and boisterous. If anyone wants them, I'll sell them all to you. You will get a deal.
There you go. I mean, they're super active, fun fish.
I should say this in their defense. They are a very good algae eater. If you want an active algae eater and you don't want like a Siamese algae eater, these are a good option for you. All right, these are Herbert Axel Rodi, Lake Taberas. Melon barbs, just a cool pattern.
Oh wow, yeah.
Barb.
These ones come in real nice.
Very different than your average barb. Yep. Bold patterns, and the males get the red on them.
Melon barbs.
Yep. So this is a pseudomugil that you've probably never seen before. This is one of the transparent pseudomugils, as they're called. These ones were collected in Mimica, and I have the species names somewhere.
These are the ones with the red and yellow? You can kind of see some red there.
Yep, starting to come in. You see a little yellow on some of the anal fins, but they've got some coloring in to do.
Yep.
This is a location-specific Gertrude. These are the Aru 4s. And if you get in there, you'll see the tips of the caudal fin, the tip of the anal fin, and the tip of the dorsal fin. You have yellow on the ends, which is really pretty. These are fairly small though, but they're starting to get it. So they're my favorite of the Gertrude because they're just dressed up fancy. A single hatchet fish. Some Pseudomugil luminatus, just another batch of those.
Okay.
Red phantom tetras. You have the black phantom, the red phantom, and the yellow phantom. So you'll see all 3, but these are the reds. You can still see the red really coming in on some of them.
Yeah.
Praecox, which is the neon dwarf rainbow. If you're wanting to try rainbows for the first time ever and you're nervous about it, get these. They're not very expensive. They're hardy, they're small, and they're really beautiful.
Yeah, super colorful.
I have tanks of babies that I never tried to raise. Like they're very easy. The Geophagus surinamensis.
Okay. We might have to start rushing through them.
Okay. I'm not surprised. Black ruby barbs just starting to color in.
Okay, this is a super underrated fish in my opinion.
Absolutely. Another underrated one is the Aurelius barb.
Might be one of my new favorites because they are amazing to watch. Oh boy.
Hill trouts, itty bitties. These are 1.25 inches maybe. They're gonna get what, 4 inches, something like that. Really active, really beautiful. But look at how much pattern they're already developing.
Yeah.
They're coming in nicely. Albino tiger barbs.
Okay.
More of the tiny Acara candidi. Drape fin barbs.
Wow.
This is my favorite barb of all time because when they dance, they're absolutely stunning. The ones with short fins in here are all females. The males have a very long dorsal fin, and when they feel spunky, they spread it out and wave it and dance, and it is so pretty.
And I've actually spawned these, and they'll lay their eggs on like the underside of Anubias leaves.
Yep, they're a continuous spawner. These are the longfin Aeneas. I don't know if you're a fan of the longfin fish. I'm not really, but a lot of my customers are. So we do bring them in for those, and those are seriously long fin.
Yeah, they look good. I mean, as long as you don't keep them with fin nippers.
This is the gold red Aspidoris. It's C125. And then we have some Hongsloya pistos in here as well.
Oh, that guy's starting to get some color on him.
Yep.
Beautiful
Really
pisto.
pretty fish. Pearl Danios. Did not try to get them, but I've got them. Happens a lot. These are splendid, so Brocus, just little tiny green Brocus.
Awesome, schooling really well.
Here's Mouth.
Oh yeah.
Mouth is our resident dragon puffer. She's a big girl. She's been with us for quite a while. She's our pet. Melanotania ogilbii, one that doesn't get too big and has a neat stripe pattern on it. Another super uncommon pseudomugil. This is pseudomugil paluticola. They call it the swamp pseudomugil or the lemon fin pseudomugil. Another blue eye.
Really tight schooling fish.
Novageniae, which is another pseudomugil. And again, these get the yellow and the red on them, and they're just something you never see. So, of course, I had to bring them
rare.
in. Yeah. Not rare, but not super common is pseudomugil ivantsophi. These are just old enough to be starting to get some color. The males are just getting some of the yellows on the fins. And that'll get better with time.
Yep, you can start to see it coming in.
Melanotania. Take two. Aphanius mento. The males get dark black with spangles all over.
Yeah, I can kind of see one there.
Another killifish. This is Symphonicthes santanae.
Where are you at here? I don't see it.
And they're worth a close look if you can get in there.
There
yeah.
we go.
A really nice annual killifish from South America. Lots of color.
Awesome.
Japan blue gold double swordtails, I think is what they call those.
Very pretty.
Yep. And these are another pseudomugil. These were sold to me as Aru2. I need to get some pictures and get some verification of that from Rainbow Fish Live before I list them. But they're big, they have a lot of color. They don't look quite like Illuminatus to me, but they don't look quite like a Gertrude, so I just want to... Do you know Aru2 enough?
No, I've never kept them.
Yeah, so I just want to make sure that I know what they are before I sell them. There's some pike cichlids. This is the J-eye. It doesn't get huge. It's going to top out at around 6-7 inches or so.
Pretty fun. These are really fun to watch.
They gape at each other all the time. They're interacting all the time. Red hump geophagus, and these are spawning for us. She's holding, and a couple others are as well. In fact, we got video the other day of them spawning, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, nice color on them.
Super easy geophagus if you're just getting into them. Okay, this is the 176. This is B, which has a different size of spots than the A. This has, see those spots on it?
Oh yeah.
And then we'll show you the A here, and you can see the difference. Next to them we have A. Let's see here, it's probably going to be on here.
Oh yeah.
So different types of spots, just different sizes of spots basically. Oh, they're hanging out for a photo op, that's generous.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. There we go. That was a good shot. Perfect.
So it's L136A and B. Have you ever done a tour and it's like super fun, and then an hour in you're like, it's like a road trip.
Like, let's get this over with.
These are 201s. We have two kinds. We have these, which are aquarium bred and raised, and then we also have some wild ones in a different tank. Here you go on the plate. Platter
there we go.
of 201s.
Served up.
Yep, snowball plecos. These are more 202s, which you've already seen. These are, I believe, Schultzi. The problem is there's like 6 species that all look so similar. So I need to get some close-up pictures and get some real Cory experts in on that before I list them. So these and the Agassizii and ones that look so similar like that, I just haven't listed for sale yet because I'm still trying to get an ID on them. Yeah, but they're healthy, they're doing awesome.
There's a pretty large group of them that all look so close.
So similar. This one, though, I'm excited about. This is a new one to me. This is Corridor's Eveline. Eveline. There we go. Named after someone named Evelyn, obviously. Supposedly only get about 1.5 inches or so, and kind of like a skunk Cory, but with a broken skunk line.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Neat little, supposedly dwarfish type Cory.
Yeah, that's a good looking fish.
Evelyn, hey? It's a good way to remember it. L333s, the Yellow King Tiger. I don't know why they call them that. I didn't name them that, guys. I don't know why they call them yellow, but there they are. Nice.
That's a really good color.
Nice contrasting zebra pleco. This is one that's good for a beginner, I think. They're not super expensive, and they've been around a while. We kind of know how to take care of them, and
super hardy.
Very hardy. Oh, these, yes. Okay, I'm gonna make a bet that you've probably never seen these before. This is Corridor's CW153. They call it the Carasidium cordy because it mimics those hummingbird or darter tetras that we had.
I can't believe these are a Corridora.
Look at that. It looks like exactly like a darter tetra. Long and skinny. They dart around just like them. And supposedly what they do in the wild is swim up and join the schools of the darter tetras just because of safety in numbers.
Wow, yeah, this is insane.
Isn't that neat? That's a Cory, man.
Wow. What was it, the 153?
153, CW 153.
Empty your bank accounts, folks.
They're not cheap.
All right.
Okay, one of Bob's favorites. This is Glossolepis multisquamata. These are from Mamberamo, and these are going to get big, and they're going to get these amazing long filaments on the fins. They call it the red dragon because it's going to get some red color as well.
Yeah, these are going to be really stunning.
Trifasciata from Blythe River. We have, I think, 4 different locations of Trifasciata. They're all super pretty. You can't go wrong with any of them. You'll recognize some like Goiter River and things later. This is the Blythe River location. Melanotaenia fascinensis.
Awesome.
Red lasers, so Melanotaenia rubra vittata. Looks like a praecox, but with more color on the body and fins. Also a small one that tops out at around 3 inches or so. Really good beginner fish, and just pretty for everybody. Guanamensis, they call this the green dragon or the emerald dragon because it's like the multisquamata, but it gets the long filaments on the fins and things. It just doesn't have as much of the red color.
Definitely more green, blue.
Yeah, turquoise-ish. More neon dwarf rainbows, aka praecox. Kamakas, which I love.
Always a favorite.
My favorite way to keep kamakas is in a bottom aquarium because from the top, that white blaze, when you look down on them, that white blaze looks so good. And once they fire up, they kind of keep going.
Very really good for like outdoor tubs.
This would be great for a pond. Unfortunately, we only had top tanks available, so they're in a top tank.
These look great from the top, but we put them on top.
Just about my favorite rainbow of all time. This is Skull Creek is the collection location. They're not like super bright orange or anything, but as they grow, they're gonna get very distinct pinstripes down the body. So they remind me of like a pinstripe suit, and then they get yellow on the margins of the dorsal fin and the anal fin, and a submargin of black, and just the stark contrasts, the stark patterns on them, and the uniqueness of them, that makes them my favorite.
Some of them we can kind of see the yellow and the pinstriping coming in.
And they stay small. They're going to top out at around 3 inches.
Now here's some giants.
Big old Corydoras Aeneas. Yeah, just big Aeneas.
Yep. Yeah,
all
so
right.
we got some plate flipping.
So let's show you this pipe here.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
So see all those tails? These are one of the coolest Corys. They're all facing the same way and everything. We're gonna see if we can show you some faces.
More tails.
There's some renegades. These are the super whites, L236 super whites. Let's see if any of them will oblige and stay long enough for a quick photo op. I don't know.
Oh,
hey, there's one.
Of course, he has to come on the front glass.
Here you go.
Yeah, there was a quick shot of one. There we go.
There we are.
Wow.
Let's see if we can get more.
I don't think we need to disturb him too much. That was a pretty good shot.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Dang it, the rim.
Are these
or
more?
Trim or whatever. More of them, yep.
Okay.
Yep. L202s, we've already seen those. 236s, so we just saw the super white 236. This is the regular 236. Also RB line, but not a super white. And I think they look super good as well.
Yeah, it's still a cool looking pleco for sure.
Oh, here's a whole group of them back there.
Oh, it's hanging out.
Yep. Really high contrast. The black and the white there.
Nice.
I like those a lot.
Very nice. The 168 just sitting here, hanging out.
Yeah.
I don't think he's moved in the couple days I've been here.
This is the one tank. This is the one tank I'm worried about. We actually have some sunken bellies and stuff in there, and we've been working hard to try to turn them around. And a couple of them are turning around, but some aren't. We're doing our best.
All right.
So we ordered a bunch of fish, and there was some space in the box, so they filled the box with guppies. So these are a whole bunch of guppies.
Here's just a whole bunch of guppies.
Yep. We opened the box, we're like, oh, hi.
All right. L400. I'd like to see this one.
Is this a new one for you? All right.
In person, it's going to be.
These guys are pretty cool. So we're going to see if we can do the wood first.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to get them in the light for you.
This guy has a really nice tail fin.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, I'm not moving.
No, that's still a good enough shot, though.
Yeah. Cool. It's nice when a pleco obliges.
Looks like some skunk cories.
Yeah, Aquatics. Mm-hmm.
We've all seen those.
Harold Schultz size. So these are very similar to a stir-by cory. In fact, they're hard to tell apart, but the difference is the stir-by cory has a black background with white, and the other one has white with black background with the spots. Or vice versa, I can't tell, but one has one has the other. I think these are the dark spots.
It looks like their snouts are a little longer, elongated too.
It's supposed to. There's supposed to be something about the snouts as well. For me, it's easier to just look at the base color and determine it that way. So I think these guys have the dark spots on the lighter background. This is one you might not have seen before. This is Corydoras zinguensis.
I have not seen this one.
I hadn't either.
He's showing off for us. It looks like a Simulus kind of.
Yeah, similar to Simulus with the those kind of dots all over. Yeah. And then of course there's an Aeneas that snuck into the party.
Of course.
These are more 201s. We've already seen a tank of 201s.
Okay.
These are wild, but they look exactly the same. Now this one, this is super cool. This is another large species. These are CW27s. So they remind me of like a Harold Schultzi or a Robustus kind of, but with bright kind of orange gold glows in front of the dorsal fin. So kind of like a Corydoras Adolphoi crossed with a Harold Schultzi or something like that. Or a Super Schwartzy, that's what I mean. I don't mean Harold Schultzi, I mean Super Schwartzy.
And these are big.
These are big, these are tanks. They're only 2.5 inches or so, 2 to 2.5 inches long, but they're like
Thick.
bulky. Yeah.
They're thick.
Yeah.
All right, so for frame of reference, we've now gone through 4 rows of 40 breeders. We now have this gigantic row of 75s, and then 3 more rows of 40 breeders, and then we're done.
All right, strap in, folks. We'll get to Grandma's house soon. Don't worry.
We're gonna try to go a little faster, and so we'll see how that works.
All right, this one will be fast. Neon Tetras.
Woo, never seen those.
The platinum rummy nose tetra, like a rummy
Platinum.
nose, just a little more sparkly. Yeah, hey, let's see if I can show it to you. If you see that sparkle on the top, the iridescence on the top.
I can see it, but I don't think. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The camera definitely not picking it up, but I can. Okay.
The normal rummy nose is more like a brown. It doesn't have that iridescence up on the sides there.
I'll try to get some B-roll of that.
Always want a spare tank or two. Spotted head standards we literally just put in there a couple hours ago and scrubbed the algae, so very cloudy. But
You don't see a lot of people keeping these, but they're
love
awesome.
them. Secret to them is way more food than you think.
That's my secret for me.
This is Elioti, the Elioti firemouth cichlid. So
Or fire mouths.
it's just a different species, and I've never seen them big, so I don't know what they're going to look like big. But this is the black gullet. If we can get some B-roll with them displaying, that'll make everyone realize what they really are. They flare out and they get a big black
Oh, okay, yeah.
flare under their gills.
You can see the line.
Yeah,
on
you
the
can see where
gills.
it's going to come from.
Wow, this actually looks really good.
They call them the red Beck 40 pencilfish. They look the same as a Beck 40 pencilfish to me, but I always buy the red in the hopes that they'll be prettier.
They look like little roseline sharks, kind of. Like when roselines are babies, they're just red like that.
And the cool thing is how they school in a big group in a big tank. But these are the royal white cloud, so it's a different species than the typical white cloud we all know. There's a few different species of white cloud, so I brought these in just because it's a different flavor, and I thought someone might be interested in trying a different kind.
Nice.
Roseline barb, roseline shark, torpedo barb, torpedo shark. What are their names?
You know,
Miss Kerala? I've heard that one.
One of my ideas for an April Fool's video was like my top 5 barbs, and I was going to do all 5 and use all the different names.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, they have no shortage of names.
So this is going to be an absolute stunner. This is Melanotania marisi. They're the ones that were the focus of the last Amazonas magazine. Johannes Graf, Wim, and Gary collected these in 2019. It was quite a feat getting them. You can read the whole adventure in Amazonas. But we have ours on white sand, and that's an issue for them coloring up, and they're still new enough. But they're starting to. You can kind of see the oranges coming in. Yeah. But the body is going to get a lot of red on it, and they're going to get a lot of dark contrasts in the fins. So I'm excited about them. I think they're going to be probably the next kind of Chilothrina alani wapoga as far as beauty and desirability.
We got 2 tanks of them?
4.
Wow.
I really think they're going to be a popular fish.
Going all in on these, huh? There's a whole other group.
There's more,
wow.
more. Yeah, actually we might have 5.
Oh, look at these guys.
Yeah, so these are from the 125 that's behind me in every live stream until we moved here. These are my Burmese clouded archerfish, a true freshwater archerfish, which I don't do brackish. So I've had these for years and years.
Beautiful.
My old friends. Kalitawa, another one that's taking the hobby by storm, just starting to get a little color in the fins. They're going to get much prettier. They're big enough to have the color. They've only been here 2 weeks, so it's going to take them a little longer. Yeah, you're starting to see the blue and the white and the red.
Yeah,
so,
great looking fish. Yeah, super popular right now.
Yeah, and they don't get big, 2.5 inches. Same with the marisi. More Kalitawa. Here is the alani wapoga. So this is a good example. Everyone knows how pretty the Chilothrina alani wapoga is when they get a little size and they've settled in. But there they are.
What you buy them as.
Yeah, you buy them 1.5 inches. Just make sure they're healthy, and in a few months they'll start turning into stunners. That's just the game of rainbow fish. I'm in love with these.
Yes.
I'm in love with Gary Lang eye. Melanotania Gary Lang eye. This is my first time seeing them in person, and they're every bit as pretty as every picture I've ever seen. In the mornings, they have a lot of bright red on them and orange, and I just think they're spectacular. I can't believe they're not around more.
Yeah, well, hopefully start getting them out there and people breeding them.
Yeah, let's distribute them and get these established better.
Oh, sneak peek at what's coming.
So Melanotaenia nigrans, most nigrans don't really float my boat. These are stunning. I know they don't look like it right now. I'm gonna stop saying that. That's just par for the course for small rainbow fish, but
yeah,
they're starting to get it. Like this guy, you're just starting to get an inkling of how pretty they're gonna be. Long, slender, kind of speedy rainbow fish in really cool colors. Nice blaze. They're gonna be absolutely stunning. Okay, here's the location-specific Bosemane. We have two locations. One is Aves Creek, and one is here. This is a Tinjo,
which is my favorite.
Both of them are really pretty. Both of them get really dark front halves and bright red orange on the back half of the body. They just need a little time, and they'll get there. I've had other batches that I kept long enough to see it, and they turned it and they kept it long term. This is not going to disappoint you. They're amazing fish.
Really, really good fish.
More Tinjo, more Aves Creek. I'm going to cut in front of you here. Chilothrina blairi, one of the prettiest rainbow fish out there when they get their color.
Yeah.
Okay, an absolute favorite of mine. Only the second time I've been able to get these in. These are Sicyopus multisquamatus. This is the teardrop goby. These are around 2 inches, and they haven't even colored in yet. Sorry, is that stool in your way?
No.
This
my leg
one's
was showing.
starting to color up. See how the red's deepening?
Oh yeah.
The black will get black, and the red will get even brighter than that. They're fantastic. Now these are a little carnivore. They're going to want frozen bloodworms, frozen brine shrimp, live blackworms, live scuds, things like that. They're not going to do well on a diet of dried, prepared foods. But if you can feed frozen bloodworms and stuff, they're going to be happy. And they eat a lot more than you think they're going to eat. High energy fish.
More Wapoga?
Yeah, more Alani Wapogas. And then more Kalitawa. More Kalitawa. There's certain fish that I know people can't get and that people are wanting, and when I can, I try to bring in a good supply. Again, from the show tank, these are the gold roseline barbs, along with some electric blue Acara, some steel blue Apistos, some large corridors Arcuatus.
Oh yeah.
We had the little ones, but I've had these ones for years. And there's also some plecos and stuff in there. More Maricai and more Maricai. So I guess that's 5 tanks of Maricai. Checkered barbs. Just starting to get their color in. One of the most underrated barbs, I think. Have you ever kept these?
I've been wanting to, but no, not yet.
Well, they're fantastic, and they're just not out there very much.
Yeah, they look great.
For their size. Glassfish, and I didn't know glassfish could develop color, but can you get on this guy? He's the dominant male. Do you see the red?
Oh yeah.
In the black? Anyway,
flaring too.
Yeah. I've always seen just clear glassfish, maybe a little black on a fin here or there, but that's the first time I've seen one truly happy, and I was so excited. I was like, what, he's red? Pandagara.
Everyone's favorite.
For good reason, too.
Yeah.
It's a ton of fun, like a clown car in your tank. This is the Pentazone barb, Pentazona. I think that just means 5-banded, basically. Really pretty, peaceful, doesn't get too big. So a nice barb for a community tank. Oh man, they want food. These are more of the black gullets.
Okay.
More of the Eliodii. Then here's a really cool one. It takes a little time, but these albino threadfin Acara get amazing colors and amazing threaded kind of extensions on the fins. Right now they just look mostly white with a little orange, but they're going to get stunning. Everyone that gets them and grows them out, everyone that I've sold them to, not everyone, but often they reach out and they're like, man, they're better than you said. First time getting a healthy batch of these. This is the 8-banded barb. I forget the genus name, but no, I'm not even going to try. But I'm just glad to finally have found a place I can get healthy ones, because they're hard to get.
That's a good looking fish.
They're neat. So I ordered.
Now, yeah, about these guys here.
I ordered some tail spot tetras, which is a nice peaceful tetra that gets 3 or 4 inches and is kind of unique. I got Dorado. Now this is not a fish I think people should, I would never think this is a fish that belongs in the hobby. The record weight on these is like 55 pounds.
Wow.
They're a super jumpy, fighty, fast sports fish. They're pretty, they're neat. I just would never have brought them in on purpose. But now I've got them. So if there's anyone out there that has a massive tank or like a big pond in their garage or barn or something like that, I've got a group of them. I don't want to, just dispose of them. So if someone can give them a home, they're available. But please don't buy these if you can't house like a 3-foot
you don't have a pool.
Yeah. Rainbow shiners?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen, let's see if there's any color coming in yet. They're getting close.
I saw some yesterday with like a couple speckles.
Little tinge of blue. Okay,
yeah.
they're close, but it's not quite there yet.
Beautiful fish though.
So we finished the 75s.
We raced through that.
All right.
Hopefully we can race. Well, we're not going to be able to race through the next 40 breeders like that because there's some pretty cool stuff here. All right.
Okay, we're in Rainbow Row here. This is another Trifasciata. This is Cohen River.
Okay.
This is Moanatania kiunga. I don't think that's the species name. I think that's the collection location. I think we're still looking for a species name on these guys. This is Godolman Village. It's a glossolepis, and I've had these in the past where they got 2.5 inches or so, and I was able to really see their color start coming in.
Yeah, this
and I have to say
starting.
they're fantastic.
Any of the glossolepis though.
Here's Goiter River. This is the one everyone knows and loves. Unfortunately, something I hate about rainbows is if you look closely, you'll see some dorsal fins that are not completely developed. We never sell those. So this one has actually several in there. So they'll make nice display animals, but I think that for breeding purposes, this is not the batch I would use, just because look at how many of them have screwed up dorsals.
Yeah.
That being said, I've had fish that I've gotten that have only been in the hobby like 2 years and already have dorsals like that. So I think rainbows are just really on the line for that. It must just be something they're very susceptible to. And that's the only one that we have that's in that situation that I'm aware of. Here's the Habgood Rivers, another Trifasciata.
Looking good, nice blues on them.
Yeah, for their size, they look great. Picta, I know they look like brown darts, but I know a lot of people that this is their favorite fish of all time because of what they're gonna grow into.
Yeah.
Papua, so this is cool. This is like a Sex Lineata, or maybe like a kind of, more like a Sex Lineata. Just a different flavor, or Ogilvii maybe. Doesn't get big, stays small. So if you don't want a large rainbow fish, this is a good one. And very different than your normal ones. I've seen them big enough to get their color, and what they get is a lot of red horizontal stripes throughout the body. You might be able to see like the first glimmer of it on a couple
some of them we can see it.
But that's nothing to what they're gonna get. And then Comeg River. This is one of my favorites because once they kind of color in, they keep it. They're just really pretty, bright orange fins, really nice looking fish.
So if you want an orange one, this is your guy.
Yeah, the fins are great on those. Okay, this is a treat. These are not listed yet just because, as you can see, there's a few of them that still need to gain some weight. They're doing well though, they're gaining the weight, but we need a little more time with them. This is a Telmothorina bonti, which is a silverside type fish, bright blue eyes, and a couple of them you can see the color of the fins starting to come in. My first time seeing them, so just by the fact that I get to see this fish in person, I'm in love.
Yeah, these look really good. The substrate kind of washes them out on camera, but in person they look great.
To me, they look like a rice fish and a large Pseudomugil had a baby.
Yeah, that's true.
Kind of how they look. This is Steenfott Discord pinus. The back half gets bright orange and red, and then it contrasts with that black and white kind of striping across the fish. Really pretty fish. These aren't listed quite yet. We just need more weight on them first, but they're doing well. They'll get there. Kelly Lumpur, these guys fire in the morning, so we'll be back to get some video or pictures of these guys fired up.
Did we turn the lights back off?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
tons of glare on this row.
It's probably these 75s.
Oh, duh.
But yeah, Kelly Lumpur. This is very, very new as well.
These guys are blending in pretty nice.
Hopefully you can see the orange fin on that guy when he settles down. If he turns right.
There we go. Saw it for a second. What are these guys?
Ariofuscus, Steenfott Ariofuscus. And they just get better. That orange comes in deeper and deeper as they settle in and mature. That guy looks like the tank boss right there.
Yeah.
Neat Steenfott.
Yeah.
260s. These are
The Inspector.
Yeah, Queen Arabesque. I don't know. I keep, so to avoid confusion, I just keep the list name so we can compare the list to what we got until we once we get them on the website, we call them what they really are.
There we go.
Check those out.
One of my favorites.
Queen Arabesques, fat bellies all around. This is a fantastic batch of these. Not your cheapest, but also not one of the most expensive. These are a decent mid-range.
Yeah, like if you're ready to step up your pleco game, but you don't want to get into $400 plecos.
Yeah,
Good starting point.
Under $100. Okay, 173s. We saw some of these earlier, but let's take a closer peek. These we want to get a little weight on a little more weight on before we start selling them. So they're not listed yet. Got to take a little more time with them, but I picked the wrong thing to turn over.
Okay, there we go. That's a really good shot right there.
Isn't that cool?
Looks like a zebra pleco.
They look very similar to zebra plecos. In fact, there's been a lot of these over the years that have been sold as 173s, only to find out they're really a
46?
A 46, a zebra pleco, yeah.
I think I like those better than zebras.
I dare say we're the only place in the United States you can get these right now. And I know the provenance, so I'm confident they are the right thing. They come from a very reputable line of provenance, I guess is how you'd say it. Okay, this is a cool one. This is a new one to me. Have you seen the 401 before?
I don't think so.
Okay, L401s.
Oh, I already like them.
Check them out. Look at the contrast on this.
Kind of like a leopard frog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They do remind me more of that because of kind of the even stripe across. It's a little
white,
less
yellowish kind of color.
Less haphazard than a lot of your zebra types. They're almost not like worm lines. They're almost like bands. Okay, how do I put the plate back without smashing anybody? Look at them all though. Woo!
Nice.
That's awesome. That just makes me happy. Like a group of little plecos all hanging out together. We've already seen the super whites, but here's some more and here's some more.
Okay.
Oh, nothing in there.
Nothing. This is an easy row.
Yeah. So these are all tanks that are busted. I have to reseal and all that. And no, it doesn't mean I busted them. A lot of them came in and they were leaky. But I did bust a couple. When you drill 448 tanks, you might bust a few. So these are the Semicincta, the coolie loaches. These are the ones that are supposed to be the giant coolie loach that gets about 5 inches or so. So they get larger than a lot of your other species. Coolie loach tanks are always deceiving. You're like, there's no fish in there, and then you turn them over, and it's like there's a million fish in there. These are the Meyer's eye, Pseudogastromyzon Meyer's eye. These aren't quite ready quite yet. Here's one on the zucchini here that you can see really clearly. So we just want to get a little more weight on them. Okay, these are some hatchet fish. These are the black fin hatchet, which is basically silver hatchet with black tips on the dorsal fin and the caudal fin.
Okay, yeah, I can see them.
Is that coming through?
Yep.
All right,
Oh,
These
boy.
are them. These are the mountain grunters. My first time ever seeing this fish in person. It's like Australian Papua's form of like a sunfish or maybe cichlid or something. I think they kind of call these kind of fish cod. Like the Murray cod is like a big old giant. This isn't quite like that, but it's like a small one of those. But these are the grunters. I love them. They came in and from the get-go they had personality. They've been eating great. They're just a fun, interactive fish. They remind me of like a friendly cichlid. Is he gonna feed us?
Beautiful
Is he gonna feed
fish.
us?
Yeah.
It's just so unique. I think they're awesome. It kind of looked like a Sacramento perch a little bit, but
Wow.
just I'm so floored to have that fish. Few cherry barbs,
All right.
and I think there might be a male in there.
Long fin, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with barbs.
Ghost tiger barbs, which are the albino without the stripes.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Never seen those.
Some chocolate gouramis, one of my favorites
Always a favorite.
of the gouramis. The croaking gourami, which is like the pygmy or sparkling gourami in a lot of ways, but it gets about 2 inches.
Does it croak?
It does. It makes noise. Yeah. So when they are displaying or breeding or whatever, they make a little grunty noise.
Nice.
Yeah. Here's the frittata,
Oh,
and first healthy batch I've found in years. So I'm really happy to have them.
Ooh, yeah, there's a good one.
And they
Nice.
feel really good, and they get the black on the yellow. Ooh, I love that.
So I'm jonesing to see these ones.
Okay, these are the mini snowballs.
L471.
The 471. One of the smallest hypensisters out there. These, the ocelots, and the ocelots get like 2.5 inches maybe. And the only other one that's I think smaller is one of the ranger plecos, if I remember right. I'm not a pleco expert, so I might be screwing that up, but is anyone gonna stay on the plate? There you go.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, they look great on camera.
Cool.
That's a good shot.
Good.
Wow. So 4 tanks of the mini snowball. And now we got the ocelot.
Yeah, so this is the 174. So it's another one that's tiny, tiny, tiny. One of that and the mini snowball are the smallest hypensistrus. And I'm gonna guess they're gonna be under here. Really cool little fish.
Okay.
Got a few of them.
Yeah. They look better on the wood anyways.
Yeah. That one's way down there. But this one comes from super deep in the river with really high flow, which makes them almost impossible to collect, which has made it so that almost none have reached the hobby. So they're a really difficult one to get. But TM Aquatics has a group, and if anyone can breed them, it'll be Tom at TM Aquatics. He always hates it when I say that because he's like, no, then people, you know, it's the pressure of an expert. So he hates it when I say that. But
Well,
Tom, you're an expert to me.
You do it to yourself, buddy.
These are more of the ocelots.
More. Oh, leopard
So this is a different
cactus.
leopard cactus. This is the L427.
Which one they gonna be under?
Well, I see one in a pipe, so I'm going to do a little trick here. Catch him in the pipe. And see if he'll. Oh, there's two. They're not unit. Holy cow!
They're
Look
spawning.
at that. They're
there's like a
all
bunch of them
hanging
in there.
out in that pipe. Will you come out? Come out wherever you are. Can you see him?
Oh yeah, I got a good shot of them.
Okay, cool. Do we need to flip one more over?
No,
You got him?
we don't need to bug them.
Cool.
Got a couple seconds of a good shot there.
All right. So this is another of the phantom tetras that we have. We have the black, red, and yellow. This is the yellow, which to me always looks red.
Yeah.
So there's the yellow phantom tetra and a random ember tetra. But
There we go.
these are, we saw the 270s earlier, the chocolate zebra that were in the wood. This is the albino this is the albino version of those. We saw the albino L333s earlier. This is the albino of the L270.
Nice.
So these are the orange Venezuelan cories, just another tank of those.
Okay.
This is the black diamond. This is CW49. It's a favorite for a lot of people. And we've got a little group of them in. We've been working hard to get them healthy enough to ship, and so far we haven't been successful. They're eating and stuff, but they're not acting quite right, and every now and then we lose one. It's one of those situations where everyone's good for a week and you're like, oh good, they're gonna be okay, and then a few days later one passes away.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on, but it's worth seeing them. You don't see them very often, so take a look. We're trying our best and we'll try to get them distributed. This one is doing fantastic.
Oh, they look great.
This is the gold goby. This is Mugilogobius rexi, and they're fired up so much that some of them are getting the black accents. Like some of the males are starting to display, they're getting some black on them. They're awesome. They're eating really well on frozen bloodworms and brine shrimp and live baby brine, but they're also starting to eat like nano pellets and flake and stuff. It's going to be a little while before they eat it well, but I think there's hope for these guys to eat prepared foods. But how cool are they?
Yeah, they look really good. Wow. All right, add those onto the list.
Yeah,
shopping list.
Such a neat fish. Oh, eels. I was like, what's in there? This is the lesser spiny eel. It's one of the species that's not supposed to get over, say, 7 inches or so. Those are the only eels I try to get. Every now and then they send me the wrong one, but there you go.
Oh, yeah. They're such fun fish.
Oh, man. They are. There's nothing quite like them. And it's gone.
And it's gone.
Orange fin Steenfott, which to me looks an awful lot like an ornatus. I think they sold them to us as Macolopinus, but I don't know Steenfottons well enough to know what they actually are. So just this is what they are.
That's what they are.
Pretty Steenfott that I think might be Macolopinus, but might be ornatus. Okay, this is just about the best Steenfott out there, I think. This is Annie. And check this guy out. Starting to get the color in. Only about an inch. These are small and they squeeze through the smallest of spaces and are escape artists. So you need a really good lid. But look how much color they pack into that 1 inch. And they have all that goby personality. So Steenfottons I like, they're easy. They'll eat algae wafers, they'll eat bottom scratcher wafers, they'll eat massivore wafers, they'll eat algae, biofilm. They need a lot of time with the food. They're slow eaters, they eat all day long. They're out-competed easily. But if you have a large tank with a lot of like hardscape in it and stuff, they're probably going to be okay. There's a lot of stuff growing on that. And if you supplement that with some other food, they'll probably be just fine. They like bloodworms too. They're not picky at all. But isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's a really nice fish.
Whew. All right, you ready?
All right, starting the next row.
This is a holy grail for me. This is one of the silver sides, Tilmatharina, and this is a Serenisorum. The first dorsal has that long filament on it that's like black with a light tip, and they spread that and dance and look amazing. They're just such a neat fish. This is another one, this whole genus that I've never seen in person before. So I'm just thrilled to have these. They come from the lakes in Sulawesi. Each lake has its own species set. A lot of these are endemic to only a single lake. And these have to be, I don't know, 2.5 inches, something like that, maybe bigger.
Around there. Big body too.
Yeah, they're just, I don't know, there's fish I've been wanting to see my whole life, and I finally get to see them, and it's pretty exciting. These are empty. Yay. All right, so these are gold Agassizii. Starting to get a little color. Need a little more time before they're listed, but
there we go.
Starting to get there. And these
right.
are small. We're talking like 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
They're not big. Another small these are Apistogramma borelli.
I think we already saw a tank of them, right? No?
Nope.
Okay. Well, it's all starting to blend together.
Yeah, I know. Another Thorichthys, which is your fire mouse. This is Macropinus, which might be a synonym of Eliodii. I'm not sure, but anyway, Thorichthys macropinus is what we're calling them. more of them.
Oh, same one?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the blue flash firemouth, which is our
See the blues.
Anyway, blue flash firemouth. I think that's a different one. Aurelius or something like that, or Aurala. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember off the top of my head.
All right, looks like we got some stir-bys.
Stir-by, these are the wild ones. These are from Pantanal.
That's pretty rare to have wild stir-bys.
Yeah, most of them are aquarium bred, which is great. That's what we want. I just think every now and then it's nice to get, some more genetics in there.
Yeah.
Get something a little different.
Looks good.
Almost all of our cories normally are aquarium bred and raised, but we have brought in some wild ones in the last round. These are elegans.
Super elegant.
Highly variable. One of the few cories where the males and females are sexually dimorphic.
Yeah, beautiful.
These were sold to me as 183s. They are not.
No.
I don't know what they are. They're an ancestress with fine white spots all over it. Here we go. You see those white spots on that guy?
So, that one looks more like a 183.
And maybe they are. I don't know them well enough. The 183s I thought had
Like they were bigger.
Dark, kind of darker. But anyway, if they are 183s, great. I just am not comfortable selling them as 183s.
Yeah, that one. That one I said looks closer, but yeah, the other ones definitely don't.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm calling them fine spotted ancestress, just because I'd hate to give them a scientific or L number and then be wrong. But they're cool. They're really cool. I just don't know what they are. And they're out of Colombia, if that helps.
Oh, one of my
Sultan
favorites.
plecos.
Are they in here?
They are. However, it's been a while. We lost one on the 15th.
Oh, I see one.
You see one? Okay, cool.
Barely. I've shown this one a lot though. We don't need to disturb them.
Okay, cool. It's like
not doing
anytime I've had some losses, I'm hesitant to get my hand in there and go back and forth, just in case something is going on. Green phantoms.
One of my favorite.
Yeah, an absolutely beautiful,
Oh, they're
awesome,
big too.
big, gorgeous,
Wow. That's a
fantastic pleco. Just awesome.
You can buy those right now and breed them. They're ready to go.
They're good size. Okay, another massive ancestress bushy nose under a plate. You can kind of see him sticking out. 411s. This is my first time seeing this one. All right.
Oh yeah. These are ones I had my eyes on. That's a nice pleco. Wow.
This is the first time, this batch is the first time I've ever seen them alive. She had a stoma of some kind.
Looks like a rubber
lip. I don't know. But they have I like the pattern though.
Yeah, the honeycomb.
Yeah.
So there's the as far as I know, 2 common species that we see, that the dots and then the stripes.
Do you know which one this might be?
That I don't. I'm not too familiar with them.
What I ordered was an albino.
Oh,
This is what they sent me, and they literally labeled the bag albino, and I was like, all right.
Okay, that's kind of a stretch.
173Bs.
So I think we saw those, didn't we?
We saw the 173s.
Oh, okay.
A little different.
Okay.
But
let's see.
You can tell we've been at this for a while. Any excuse, we're both like, didn't we already do this? Can we move on?
We're like hours into this.
Are we there yet?
I can't imagine how long the video is going to be.
They're worth the wait.
Oh, yeah.
So these are like a 173 without, the price tag. And we don't know if, I think they're actually a totally different fish. There's a whole story about Aquarium Glacier getting these and distributing them in confusion and people not knowing what they are and all that. So calling them 173s Bs is the safe way to call them for now, I think. I'm still learning a lot about plecos though. I don't consider myself an expert.
At least I don't have 2 different companies naming plecos again. At least that's over.
LDA and L, yeah.
2 different publications.
These guys, Before I disturb them, I wonder if you could see.
Oh, the blue panache.
Yeah, and they really do have some beautiful blue on them. It's subtle.
hard to
It's
catch the
highlights
blue.
on the edges, and I don't know if the
I can see
camera's
it on
going
the
to do
fins
it. But let's see if I can show you.
Oh, I think we're good. We don't need to bug them.
Okay, cool. I like that.
You can see the blues on the tips there. And that's where you see it. Like they look black, but on the tips of basically
The
everything, then you
Yep.
get the nice blue. And super hardy. Stay that size. That's pretty much full grown. So they stay small.
Yeah, we've loved them. They've been easy. We think these are Corridor Schwarzei, which I believe we already looked at.
Okay.
But we'll show you some Super Schwarzei later. These are the Tucano.
Wow.
This is one I had never seen before.
I've never seen them either.
Corridor's Tucano. 3-banded Cory, I think is what they're called.
Very nice.
We think maybe some Agassizii. They're behind the sponge filter, but they look just like the Schwarzei. Oh, these are cool. These are Melanitania, but Corridor is Melanitania, and they do have like gold on the bottom and like blue up top. I think they're a neat one. Okay, these are cool. So these are females, but these are Betta albomarginata. They call them the white seam, and we're keeping the males and females separate on all the ones that we could sex. We'll show you some males later on. Okay, Cadomaculatus. These are neat. It's like a panda Cory had a baby with a Similis or something like that.
Look good on the sand.
Yeah. Fine spots with that big spot on the tail.
What kind of sand are you using here? Just play sand?
This is I'm done with play sand.
Good,
this
good.
is silica sand.
Okay.
Pure silica.
Man. Kind of jealous of those ones.
Another Telmatharina. This were sold to me as Antoniae, and I don't know enough about them to know if they are or not. They look a lot like the Bonti, but they're getting more yellow in the fins than white.
Yeah, there's a lot more yellow than this camera's picking up.
Thrilled about these. This is Tenellus, Pseudomugil tenellus. Really hard to find healthy groups of these, and these came in and they've been amazing.
Yeah, they look really
I don't think
healthy.
we've had a single death. In fact, I know we haven't, because this is
Zero.
how we keep track of death. We haven't lost a single one, and they're just starting to get a little of the pattern and color in. They're going to look really cool later. Sparkling gouramis or pygmy gouramis.
Okay.
Blue Acara. I was so tired of only ever seeing electric blue Acara that I was like, there's got to be some old timers out there that miss the standard blue Acara, so I brought some in. Java rice fish, Celebes rainbows, Daisy's rice fish, and we can take some time with these. These are Matano rice fish, Oryzius matanensis. They're endemic to Lake Matano in Sulawesi, and they're just super interesting. Almost can never get them fish. Now these ones don't like to be kept cold like the Madakas and stuff, so keep that in mind. But really neat guys.
Yeah, just beautiful.
And similar to them, this is Oryzius profundicola. The males get a nice yellow band on the anal fin with some long kind of filaments. I think there's a couple in there that you can see. I don't know if it's picking up on camera.
Not yet. We'll see if I can edit them. A little bit there.
Over on the edge there.
There we
This
go.
guy.
Yeah, that guy's, oh yeah.
Starting.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah. They're starting to color in. Black angels.
Okay.
A random angel we're trying to nurse back to health. Black angels. So I ordered a bunch of angelfish that had a lot of different fancy names. They were all black.
Yeah, unfortunately, you see a lot
These
of that.
are Manicapuru redback angels from a different supplier where they do send them with ventral fins. So we can sell these.
Nice.
More of them. Then these I really like. These are a seal point angelfish, and I just think they're neat.
Yeah, pretty nice looking.
Another angelfish. Which one are these? These are more the blue diamonds. That's what these are.
Okay. More redbacks.
Manacapurus. More the gold marbles.
And look at these beauts.
We have, I'm forgetting the the species name, but they're a Satan perca. They're very similar to a Jurapari cichlid. They're another species of that. They call them like the fine spotted Jurapari or something. And they're really cool. So we looked at the Schultzi. These are the super Schultzi, which has not been described yet. They're like a super big Schultzi, kind of, which is why they call them that, I guess. They're not going to turn for you, are they?
Nope.
Well, there's some butts of some super Schwartzi. We've almost sold out. We only have the 2 left. These are more Aeneas.
Okay.
Scarlet Batis.
Very nice. There we go.
Corridors question mark. We need an ID on that. Is it a Schwartzi? Is it a Agassizi type? Don't know these ones though. These are awesome. This is Cervinus, Corridors Cervinus. This is my first time seeing these. They're hard to get because Brazil's been shut down for so long, and these are one of the Brazilian ones. They have the long snout. Yeah. They're one of kind of the horse face type cories. My first time ever seeing them.
Yeah, they look good.
More Aeneas, and then here is the Corridors.
Oh, I gotta zoom out on these ones.
I think these might be the largest Corridors species. These are Corridors robustus. They're every bit of 3 inches.
Yeah, this guy up front is huge. I used to keep these a couple years ago.
Oh, they're neat. The way you know the robustus from the ones we looked at earlier, I believe it was the C27s, is the C27s, the dark stripe goes up the front of the dorsal fin. On the robustus, it goes up the middle, and you have kind of clear or light colors on both sides of it.
Wow, those are huge.
That's how you can tell. Oh, yeah. I'd never seen a cory that big. I'd seen a Brocus that big, but not cories. Is it Agassizi? These are the Irian Reds.
Okay.
This is the Yellowtail Congo Tetra. And I should differentiate, most of my rainbow fish come from very specific breeders who pay attention to lines and all that. The Irian Reds, these are industry standard.
There's not a lot of people breeding those, hobbyists.
Just want to make that clear. These are killifish that I really like. Normanni. Yep. Their eyes really are amazing.
Super easy to breed. There's nothing bad about that fish.
You've had these, right? Miyuki white rice?
Yeah.
These are also Miyukis. Let's just show them this real quick. Most of their color comes from the top. If you look down on them, they glow.
Okay, yeah.
They have that glowing neon stripe. That's what makes them a Miyuki. So they were bred in Japan to glow when you look down on the pond. So fantastic patio pond fish, but also look nice in an aquarium. More of the standard blue Acaras.
Okay.
These are Emperor Carry Tetras.
Always a fan favorite.
One of my favorites, have been forever. This is a cool Tetra. These are worth taking a little time on. This is it Spirillus? It's anyway, the sailfin Tetra. Don't see these guys very often at all. And they're starting to get their color and their pattern in. I hope it's showing up on camera. You never know for sure. Really unique guys. They're so cool.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Oh, look at this beast. Can you, will his anal fin show up? His dorsal fin, can you turn for us, buddy?
Turn. He's going. There we go. Wow.
He had it spread just a second ago. I was like, get him. And then he's like, nope. Glow by Danios.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, it's stunning. If you have a pond or something, they do great in those. You can actually see them because they glow, and they look great in aquariums too. This is where the headstanders came from.
Okay.
And nothing much in here right now.
More glow lights.
More glow lights. And we saw these before, but we didn't see them very well. These are the Scarlet Batis.
Hard to get these ones on camera.
Yeah, they're so small. More pygmy gouramis or sparkling gouramis.
Okay.
The most underrated gourami ever. I love these. These are moonlight gourami. There's just something serene about them. I know they aren't like bright red or something like that, but I just
cool
like them.
that. They look great.
I think they just scream peaceful. That's why I like them. Saw the Mukis, red rasboras, and I'd have to look up the species name. A Bararis species. Okay,
these are cool.
You don't see often. This is the strawberry lepomis. The reason I brought them in is because supposedly they only get around 6 inches or so. They don't grow into giants like the other lepomis do. Or I'm sorry, lepomis, leperinus. I always do that. Lepomis is the sunfish. Leperinus. Now, they do have this snarky attitude that all leperinus have, but they don't have such a big size for it to be such a big problem. But man, those are cool fish.
Yeah, super active too.
And bulletproof. Just, they've been awesome. All right, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to actually find
Here's one right
a
here.
toothpick fish. There they are. There you go. All of an inch. It's like a miniature pipefish, basically. They don't eat prepared foods. These need like live baby brine and stuff like that.
Oh, we got one here.
Pearl gouramis. Another just beautiful, peaceful gourami.
Staple. Mm-hmm. I noticed we got lots of scuds here.
Yeah, so that's what this is. So this is our scud culture. We feed scuds. We find them invaluable when we first get puffers in, and they aren't eating anything. They'll eat these, and that's how we get them over the hump.
And we got what, 6 tanks of them? 5?
No, these are. Oh, so these are. These actually have bettas in them.
Oh.
So they're former scud cultures that we've harvested out and then put bettas in to eat the rest. So this is Forshii. These are the males. There's one up top there that you can kind of see.
I'm trying to zoom in on too much algae on the front glass.
Yeah, and they aren't colored in yet. They haven't been here long enough. But cool fish, and if you know Forshii, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, you'll just have to trust me.
I'll have to put up a picture.
Let's see if any of these are out and about. There's so many plants that we might not see them. I don't. But this is Minopina from Riau. You got one that you can see? Okay, beautiful.
Not very well, but
anyway.
There we go.
Okay. They're like a cochina with a lot of blue on it, basically.
There we go.
Then this is the Alba marginata. Let's just...
Oh, right up here in front.
Oh, nice. Jason White. Oh yeah, he's not shy. He's like, where's the bloodworms? Oh, look at him in the back. He's actually got some color, but he's not in the light. They look like a chinoides, red with white margins. Very similar to chinoides. Last one is cochina. This is a favorite.
Back by the bubbler.
There's one. They call them the burgundy betta because they're like a burgundy wine red color. Oh, here you go.
Yeah.
Betta cochina. Swilia lineolata.
Hillstream loaches.
Yep. Reticulated hillstream loaches.
Another fan favorite.
This is a hillstream loach you don't see often. This is the green lizard hillstream loach.
I've never seen one of them.
Very similar. Like this will show you the fin. It's got the finnage for hillstream, but it has a long, slender body instead of the UFO body or stingray body. Red lizards.
Yeah.
Super cool. These are the bar cheek gobies. This is a
oh wow,
Rhinogobius species. Look at how much orange and yellow is on these guys. Hey, I gotta get a light on these so people can see them. Like, look at that guy. Unfortunately, they all get on the glass.
I know.
You can't see it as well. But yeah, check that out.
There we go.
Come on out, buddy. Big
Wow,
old
these are really cool.
furly dragon fins. Just really neat fish. And they're Rhinogobius, and I'm forgetting the scientific name off the top of my head. Oh, will you scoot back? He's got the black. He's feeling dominant. Their heads kind of turn black when they're feeling frisky.
Oh, there we go.
Anyway.
Good job, buddy.
Love those guys. I love all rhinogobius. They're one of my favorites. Bitterlings. One you don't see very often, but that I've always liked, so I kind of brought them in just because I think they're cool, and I was hoping other people would too. We'll see.
Hopefully. I mean, they get some nice reds on them, right?
Yeah, and if you look at the anal fin on a lot of those, you'll see the orange starting to come in, I hope. Hope it's showing up on camera.
Zoom out. All right, starting the last row. Got some empty tanks here. Looks like some regular rummy nose.
Regular rummy nose, without that kind of shine. Silver tips.
One of my favorites.
More silver tips, because they sent us twice as many as we expected.
Nice.
And longfin serpes.
Always a favorite.
Yeah, just so pretty. These are cool. These are a splash
new.
tetra. They sold them to us as Copella arnoldi. This is not arnoldi. I think it's enigmani, but I don't know for certain. But it's basically got a lot of fine spots on it.
Really nice.
And when they're
spots.
feeling dominant, those spots fuse into a line across the center of the fish. So, yeah, I'm not an expert, so I'm not sure the species, but pretty cool looking fish. The last of the phantoms, this is the black phantom. The males turn a lot darker than the females. That's kind of how you tell the difference there. One last Luminatus that's waiting to go to a home.
One left.
These are the red dwarf rasboras, or red fire rasboras. They go by lots of names. They're pretty shy. I don't know if you can pick up the
Starting to get some red now.
red on the kind of back half of the body there on some of them. Yeah.
Good schooling fish though.
Yeah. Well, especially when I haven't freaked them out. These are Erythromycon, the emerald dwarf rasbora.
Very nice.
I have hard water, so I'm able to get them again. So here are albino cribs. Everything you love about a crib, but in an albino. Honey gouramis. This is kind of what they look like, more or less wild. These haven't been selectively bred, but these
look amazing.
These are the reds. Wow. This is the red honey gourami. Fortunately, we can't list them just because they've got something going on that we haven't been able to figure out. But they look amazing, huh?
Yeah, those are going to sell fast.
Once we get them ready. These are ready though.
Harlequin rasbora.
Yeah, these are the copper of the harlequin. So they call them, I think, copper harlequins or coppers. I think the black line just isn't quite as deep, but they have that glow on them that I love.
Nice.
Spotted dwarf rasbora. I don't remember the species. I need to look it up. Like, there's a lot of them, but look how much red.
Yeah, some of them.
Okay, I love all the splash tetra types. This is the 4-spot tetra. I forget the genus name. It's on the website. These are fantastic. I just love these. They're not quite ready yet. We just want to get a little more weight on some of them. See how he just doesn't quite have the belly that we need yet.
Yeah.
But they're getting there, and he's like this all the time.
Yeah, they're super active.
Active and super colorful, neat patterns. Like just the red on him with the white tips and stuff. I just think it looks stunning. I love that fish.
All right, one of my all-time favorites down here.
Bolivian rams. If you're gonna get a ram and you haven't started with rams before, get the Bolivian ram. It's so much easier.
They'll still get plenty of color, lots of personality.
Yep.
Easy to spawn.
Yep. They're awesome. Dwarf.
Good old blues.
Powder blue dwarfs, and these are the females. Males are feisty, so we stick with females.
All right, what's going on in here now?
These are black lancer catfish.
Oh, yeah, I see them coming out of the tube.
They're one of the Bagris type catfish out of Asia, but they're one of the ones that doesn't get monstrous. A lot of these guys get huge. These guys stay small enough.
Here we go.
We can get them. They have that white line down the body. Let's see here. Show a group of them. There was a mass of them.
Yeah.
Those ones are darker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
just
cool.
An interesting, very unique catfish that doesn't turn into an absolute monster. Still gets some size to it, but not like a lot of them. Sometimes I'll look up fish to see if I should bring them in, and I see people holding them like they've been fishing, and they're like 4 feet long. Black Venezuelan or Black Schultz.
Okay.
Panda Cories, awesome. But everyone's seen them, so we can move on.
And
Pygmy Cories, another one that's awesome. But everyone's seen them, so we can move on. Julii, which are really trilineatus.
Yep.
Very common, very pretty, very hardy. A standard in the hobby. Just because they're so, well, they're Cories. What's not to like?
I mean, exactly.
More orange Venezuelans. We sell a lot of orange Venezuelans, so we tend to have a lot on hand. All right. Gold stripes, or gold neon, or yellow neon, or whatever we're calling them today. You didn't think there was any fish in there, but look.
I didn't. That's crazy. There's actually quite a bit of fish in there.
Yeah.
That's weird behavior for Cories.
I think I'm gonna, if I put some dithers in there, I think they'd be good. But you're right, it is weird though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're eating well, they're fat bellies, all that stuff. But you're right, they like to hang out under their
These are
plate.
CW10?
What's that?
CW10?
Yeah, I think that's the one. I'd have to look it up to be sure. And in the mornings they're out, and in the evenings they're out. But during the day, they're hanging out in there. Which you're right is odd. Okay, last but not least, the amazing Siamese algae.
Ooh, what a way to finish.
We're gonna finish strong.
All right, well that's your warehouse with the current stock.
Yeah, that's what we got going on. It's a lot. It's a lot different than just, a garage with some tanks in it. So
Yeah, so if you can see, well, it's kind of dark in here now, but that's all right.
let me turn it on.
No, it's good. It's good. Because we're going to talk about all of this equipment behind me, how basically you run this entire operation in a separate video. This one was just for the fish. Otherwise, it would have been 5 hours long.
Instead of just 3.
All right, so Dansfish.com.
Yeah, Dansfish.com. We sell fish for a living, so we like it when people buy them. That's what we have. And thanks for coming by and showing the folks.
Lots more to come.
Now I don't have to do it.